Hey, Viking fans. The Minnesota Vikings dominate the Arizona Cardinals in day two of their joint practice, which is the final day of training camp. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get ready for some football next in three, two, one. Gather around, school brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate every one of you. Let's go. Let's go. Let's talk about the second day of joint practice. Man, I look terrible today. I'm actually looking at myself. Looking tired, guys. Looking tired. All right, let's go. Let's go. It's Friday. I got the whole weekend to talk about football. Let's go. Vikings Cardinals joint practice recap day 2. Let's bring up Will Raggets. I want to hear what he's got to say, and then I'll fill in my comments of what I seen. No video today. I had to make a quick one. Let's go. Here we go. Vikings Cardinals joint practice recap day 2, light day to wrap up training camp. The final day of Vikings training camp wrapped up a bit early after some productive work. For the Vikings, Thursday marked the final practice in a month-long period known as training camp. It was fairly light session with the Arizona Cardinals, which makes sense considering it was Minnesota's 4th joint practice in the last 9 days. They they decided to finish training camp pretty tough. I think I don't think is there another team who did that. That's pretty impressive. With training camp in the books, things are about to ramp up. The Vikings and Cardinals will play their preseason finale at noon Central Time on Saturday at US Bank Stadium. After that, rosters will be trimmed down to 90, from 90 down to 53 on Tuesday. The Vikings might practice once or twice next week, but there'll be a bit of downtime before they hit the ground running for a normal week of preparation ahead of the September 10th regular season opener against the Buccaneers. Thursday's practice was the final one with fans in attendance at TCO Performance Center. Thankfully, the conditions were much more manageable after Wednesday's practice was held in the sweltering heat. Let's go over some observations. Will Raggett says, here's some attendance notes. This is who was there, who was not. KJ Osborne was not seen at Thursday's practice. He presumably got banged up on Wednesday. Though we may not have an update until next week, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and combination of Brandon Powell and Jalen Reagor took the reps at wide receiver with the first team offense. I just did a 53-man roster, and I cut Powell. He's back on the list. So my next one's going to have Powell on the list. First team reps. I think that means we're keeping 6 receivers. Where's Jalen Naylor? Don't see him in that. Also not practicing. Kenny Louis Seen, he had that groin injury. Kene Nwangu, have no idea why he's hurt. And Joejuan Williams. Players return to full team reps this week. Brian O'Neill, Jalen Naylor, Brian Asamoah, and Mekhi Blackman. All big news. And we had news yesterday that Asamoah was coming in for Hicks and not for Pace Jr. So it looks like we got a steady diet of Pace and a combination of Asamoah and Hicks, which is not bad. It's not a bad. I think that's a better combination. I do. Thank goodness for Pace coming in and solidifying this inside linebacker position. Najee Thompson was back at practice wearing a red no contact jersey. He remains on the concussion protocol. My last 53, I had him cut, possible reserve pup. So look out for that. That means he could come back in 4 games and still and not be put on the 53. So that's good news. We have options apparently. Good Vikings rotate their 3 inside linebackers this year. With Asamoah back in the mix, Vikings have 3 starting caliber inside linebackers for 2 spots. While they'll obviously pick 2 to be their starters, I wonder if there might be room for all 3 to rotate into the mix to start the season. After a while, performance and or injuries could factor into those decisions. Rookies, yeah. So yes, on that, yes, Will Raggett. Yes, they will. Rookie sensation Ivan Pace Jr. got a ton of work with the first team defense on Thursday. He has worn the green dot, hearing defensive calls on the microphone, relaying them to his teammates during the first 2 preseason games, and impressed. Pace has had a fantastic training camp, is going to play right away. The only question is how much she's starting. Come on. Come on. I think it all points to him starting. There were times on Thursday when it was Pace and a veteran Jordan Hicks with the starting defense. There were times when it was Asamoah and Hicks. And towards the end of the practice, we saw a period where it was Pace and Asamoah alongside one another with Hicks on the sideline. Do it. Let's go. Third down. That's what should happen. My feeling is all three will play in week one. The Vikings need Hicks' size and experience. And with Pace and Asamoah, they have two young, heat seeking missiles with a ton of range and playmaking ability. That trio gives Brian Flores plenty of versatility. There will also be dime look, six defensive backs, including Josh Metellus as a third safety. Their only one inside linebacker is on this field. Geez, it just warms the heart to hear that. Warms the heart. That was what Donatel said preseason last year and didn't do. Here we go. Highlights another note. Speaking of Metellus, he had a great play on one-on-ones where he stayed in lockstep with the Cardinals tight end and jumped the route for a pick. Do it. Do it. The other highlight of one-on-ones was Addison leaping up over the contested ball in the corner of the end zone. He's the real deal. Oh, here it is. Here it is right here, guys. Watch. One more time. One more time. Let's. Ah, he played 6'2" right there. That's what he looked like. He's not, but he looked like it when he did, and he leaped up and got that ball. I'm getting more and more impressed with his hands. I didn't realize he was going to have such good hands. A few other players who stood out in one-on-ones were Rager, Johnny Munt against Buda Baker. I don't have any video, but he shook Buda Baker, Pro Bowler, and Thayer Thomas shook his guy. But Johnny Munt shaking their all pro safety didn't even have a chance on one-on-one drills. Our receiving core just amazing right now, and tight ends. The only contentious moment of these 2 days with the Cardinals game when an Arizona defensive tackle tackled Alexander Madison all the way to the ground, leading some Vikings teammates to come to the Madison's defense. It seemed just to be talking without any shoves or punches. Rookie safety Jay Ward came away with a nice diving interception, aided by a Cardinals miscommunication. Good job, Jay Ward, making this team. You're making it because you're a fourth round pick, but I people know how I feel about that. I probably wouldn't want Jay Ward. Maybe if he was in the fifth round, draft him. But we were needing, I think, a better impact player in a different position. But hey, Jay Ward's a good football player. I won't fault Quasey for that. I think he's fourth round talent though. I just didn't think he was a kind of a tweener, and we drafted him as called him a cornerback, and now he's a safety. All right, but he was a safety in college, so just why'd you call him a cornerback at the draft? I don't know. Kirk Cousins hit a wide open Jefferson for a touchdown to win a situational period against the Cardinals starting defense, and then he stopped at the 5 yard line, walked in, and did the gritty. And this is after that Cardinals dude yesterday did basically bear hugged him and then did the gritty, thinking he caused the deflection, but actually it should have been just PI and holding all the way. But yeah, that was sweet revenge. Ex Cardinals Byron Murphy, who had a big play on Wednesday, came away with another interception on Thursday. You didn't hear much about the defense. But the defense is looking good against the Cardinals. Of course, it's the Cardinals. Nick Mullins and the Vikings' second team offense struggled a bit. Their situational period ended with a ball was batted at the line by scrimmage and picked off by diving Cardinals linemen. Yeah, second team offense looked terrible. Why? Because our offensive line cannot block. Our backup offensive lineman cannot block. Get on the horn before the first game, Quasey, and get us better linemen. We got five guys, three of which are average at best, and one pretty good backup, if not should be starting, Blake Brandel. And then it's nobody. It's nobody. Everybody else is kind of ho hum or just can't block anybody. Well, I'm really harsh on that backup line. We're gonna need them in the season. Vikings wide receiver Lucky Jackson may have Sievel's fate when he dropped a wide open deep ball. It was a tough moment to watch. Yes, yes, sir. Jalen Williams and Theo Jackson and BPUs in the final team period of practice. Uh, Past breakups. Yeah. with that escaped me. Jalen Williams and Theo Jackson had pass breakups. The two team wrapped things up about 30 minutes ahead of schedule after getting in some good work over these 2 days. The Vikings were clearly the better team in these joint practices, which isn't surprising. The Cardinals have the lowest Vegas win total in the NFL and has already traded away a couple of players, Isaiah Simmons and Josh Jones, on Thursday. It's going to be a long season in Arizona, but that doesn't mean the Vikings didn't benefit from seeing some different looks than the ones the Titans gave them this week. If anything, it built confidence. If anything, it built confidence, guys. Let's go, guys. I'm ready. I'm ready for some football. I'm going live tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going live tomorrow. I'm going to start at 11:15 Central Time. Going to have a pregame, the Skull State of Mind, and Johnny NFL. I'm ready, guys. I don't know about you, but subscribe, like, and comment. Here we go. Cue this.